What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Casimir here, and today we got ourselves a different type of video. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably seen me post this a few months ago, to where I said I hate it when people say it's just a game because it's disrespectful. You're not putting yourself in that person's shoes, or you're not trying to sympathize or show empathy towards them. And let's be honest, we all got something that we're very passionate about, and people who could be looking from the outside in could also criticize you in the same light. So I think it's just very hypocritical to try to put someone down for being very passionate about something. Example, politics. Now, I understand that politics as a whole is important and that affects people's lives, but when I see or hear stories of people, get into heated arguments, trying to cut off friendships, or even get into fist fights over politics, that's when I'm like, yo, it's not that serious. Just because someone voted red and you voted blue, or vice versa, doesn't mean someone has to be throwing hands. Now, I say that's not serious because in the grand scheme of things, two Joe Schmoes talking about politics in a park or something isn't going to change the political landscape in whatever country or the world. So, yeah, besides that tirade, we're going to get into this. I'm going to share a couple stories from my adventures of traveling and competing at different events over the past year and a half to 2 years. And we're going to be the judge, jury, and executioner on if this justified how people reacted or acted in the situation, or if it's just a game. Now, keep in mind, it's supposed to be fun. I'm not here to berate anybody, and a lot of these stories are about me if we keep the series going. So we'll get into it with 3 stories. Now, the first story actually doesn't take place at all as of recently. This story took place back before I was even in high school. So about 7 years ago, I went to a card shop. I went to this card shop after summer school with this one friend of mine, and he took me up there because we were both into Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, keep in mind, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For years, but it's been basically just me playing by myself on emulators, or me just following up the anime, or playing with friends and siblings when I was much younger. I never actually played against other people, quote unquote. So he took me to this card shop, and he took me here to buy some cards, check out the scene, and teach me a little bit about deck building. So all I had really was just like 2 structure decks. So one person at this card shop, grown man, challenges me to a duel. Keep in mind, structure decks. I played this guy in the duel, and I had one card in my deck called Snowman Eater, which the card effect is if you flip it up, you can destroy one monster on the opposing side of the field. So yeah, I played that card. The opponent was able to get control of my card, and this is where the story gets wild. He flips it face down, and he claims like, oh, you can flip it face down at the end of the turn. That's BS. I know how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. I know what the rules are, but because I was a new guy, I didn't want to step on any toes or step out of my lane. So I let this slide, and structure deck again. I can't find a way to counter this because I'm barely lucky to summon one monster in the field with a very basic deck. So yeah, he kind of beats me pretty handily because I couldn't stop the Snowman Eater. And at this point, he was also like bragging to his friend like, yo, look at how I'm winning, look at how I'm dominating this match. Now, I did a whole tweet longer explaining more about this whole story. You could probably find it, I'll probably link it somewhere. But all I gotta say is, for this, it's just a game, bro. In fact, in the tweet longer, I said that, yo, this is kind of sad. I felt bad for him. Grown man, he was living in his mom's basement, things like that, and he dedicated pretty much everything to Yu-Gi-Oh! Only to have enjoyment in beating somebody who's new at the game. That's a really low blow, and on top of that, you're breaking the rules, dude. Now, I understand if we're both new to the game, and you had a misunderstanding of how things were meant to be played, different story. But for a grown man to be breaking the rules, that's just sad. I'm a big stickler for integrity, because there's not a lot of integrity in the world. So people just breaking the rules on a whim just to get an advantage of the game, that doesn't fly for me. So yeah, it's just a game. Now, story number 2 actually takes place to the first time I went to a Pokemon event. It was a mid-season showdown back, I want to say, in late January or early February. I forget when was the time period. But I went and competed, and during one of the rounds, I heard a person behind me started crying. And this person was crying because they claimed that either they got flinched or they got parried, and they lost the game because of that. So we were playing best of 1, and this happened. They started crying. Now, I'm torn on this one. I would say it's just a game, because in the context of this, we're playing at a mid-season showdown. If I remember correctly, this is around round 4, so there's at least 2 more rounds we have to play at this tournament. There's still 2 more rounds for them to make a comeback, potentially top cut, things like that. Or if they fell out of top cut for this, there's still a premier challenge that's going to happen right afterwards. So if they're able to stay for the PC, they can still play, and they can still salvage, the unfortunate luck they had earlier in the part of the day. Now, the reason I say I'm torn is because wrong place, wrong time. Now, if we were at a regional, so basically a major, like a regional, the nationals, or even at worlds, and you just so happen to miss the top cut heartbreakingly, or you lost the set, and that set that you lost really hurts your chances of advancing, I would say, yeah, you have every right to cry. You know, if you took top 8 at a major and you didn't win, sure, I completely understand where you may be coming from, because that's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of traveling that was just put in there only to you to lose in such a heartbreaking fashion. Now, that's why I said I'm kind of torn. I think I do understand that emotions belong in the gaming world. It means that you do care about your passion or your hobby. It's just, I think it's not worth it when you're crying at something as minor as a Premier Challenger mid-season, because there are other events that are going to happen throughout the season before the Rona, messed up everything. So yeah, just a story. Just a game. Now for the third one, this actually takes place back when I was in college in Texas. So the gaming lounge and the anime club came together and they hosted a Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament. This was back when I was training to actually compete at EVO, so I competed in this tournament. Funny enough, like in the quarterfinal round, I played against this one person, and we were kind of buddying up. We were heckling each other, talking trash here and there, and we're just having fun hyping each other up before our match. In our match, I beat him, and then I told him I was trying to summon Shenron, and there was no hard feelings. We both kind of laughed about that idea. The next round I played against somebody, and they beat me bad. I'm not gonna lie, they beat me pretty bad. But what really got me was they were playing Captain Ginyu. They decided to do the Ginyu body swap on me just to style some more at the end of the round in game 2. And yeah, they won the game. Now I would say this is just a game, and I'm not saying this to like defend myself. I'm saying it's just a game because in the context of what I did the previous round, me and the other person, we kind of had a mutual understanding, like, hey, we're going to do this, and then we're going to have some fun, we're going to poke fun at each other. There was mutual understanding there. What this guy did was just running up the time on the clock, because, hey, we're in the semifinals. That means we got to play our match, and then we could advance to the finals. You just wasting an extra couple minutes of people's time just before the finals. It's a waste of time. And especially since this person who beat me, they actually lost in the finals, and people forgot that he beat what he did to me in the semis because people were talking more about what happened in the final round. So yeah, I gotta say that it's just a game in that context. And if you want to joke around and be that guy with your friends, it's all good. Especially people know like that's the context. When it's someone just running up the score, it's unnecessary. And it's very disrespectful if you did that in like a true tournament setting. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down below if you got any stories of your own. It could be online based, could be you completing at tournaments, or hell, it can be you watching certain streams. Just let me know. Love to hear your stories down below, and I got a bunch of my own, so maybe I'll do this in the future. Other than that, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Gates are open. Let's go close them. Bye.